All right, so initial attack, fails both directions. I sit my partner up. If I get his head down, I cover his head, chin strap, arm slips out, we fall, vegan mount, elbow goes over the shoulder, and finish on the guillotine from the butterfly guard attacks. So when we get our shoulder clamp, normally we're going to recede to our back and our side and attempt to attack. So from here, let's just rotate. Because my shoulder, this way, because my shoulder is trapped underneath to a certain degree and my elbow is trapped underneath, I don't have the option of a guillotine. If I were to like let go and try to, it just doesn't exist, right? But when we get here and I've tried to attack, I've tried to sweep, I've tried to attack the reverse arm lock, I've tried to sweep and just shit's not going right. I can't move the person the way I want to. I'm gonna use the butterfly hooks and I'm gonna use the frame on the neck to sit myself back up. So I'm gonna go like this. At the same time, I'm going to be clamping down as much as I can on the shoulder. And that's my cue. If his head drops below my shoulder line, I can attack the guillotine. If his head is up here, I don't attack. If I were to do this right now, I just gave him an arm triangle potentially, right? If he knows how to pass the butterfly guard with pressure, he's gonna take advantage of this and immediately get into a strong attack. So I'm here, I'm still holding my chin. Let's turn a little bit. I'm making sure to create this vice with my shoulder and my ear, hold my chin, and I'm gonna rotate down to try to get his head below my shoulder. Now let's turn back. When I feel this happen, I don't want to release exactly. And I don't want to try to shoot through because exactly. The way I'm going to attack this is my hand is going to go to the top of his head. So I'm going to cover his head. I was gable gripping or butterfly gripping. I keep the grip on my wrist and I check his head for a moment. Now I release and I shoot the guillotine. So gable or wrist grip, cover the head. Now posture up. By the time he does, he's cooked. When I shoot my hand through, you'll also notice that Rory has to keep his hand there. Take your hand off the mat. Face plant, right? So we've gone over that already, but let's just make sure that we know this. I'm giving him constant pressure. He has to keep his hand on the mat. I cover, I shoot through, and I chin strap him. So lift your head up for me. I'm grabbing underneath his chin like this. I chin strap, and then I immediately fold against the end of the lever, being careful not to go too far. I do want to make sure that I'm closing my lat and not extending my body back. I'm just doing a row. Bringing my body weight, there's a bone back here, the occipital bone, where the skull meets the spine. That's where I'm trying to push down. There we go. I keep my underhook and I start moving across. Let's rotate. I start walking my fingers across the back. If he stays strong with his arm, I'm not necessarily going to attack the guillotine unless he's bringing his elbow back. Basically what I'm looking for is anything other than him covering my shoulder. If he continues to cover my shoulder, I don't worry about the guillotine. Let's turn. Scoot down towards the wall, please. If he's going over my shoulder, I grip the lat, I turn, I fall to my shoulder, I take him over. Yeah, easy, easy sweep. But as far as attacking the guillotine goes, I've got the chin strap. He hasn't covered my shoulder. Exactly. I'm moving. I release and I go high elbow. So my hand is going to go from gripping the chin to slightly moving past so that my forearm is on his windpipe and my thumb, rule of thumb, credit to Ryan Hall for that phrase, rule of thumb, right against the side of their neck so that your thumb is covering the artery. Gripping the back of your hand, throwing the elbow up over the shoulder. Important that I'm not trying to do this with shoulder mobility, but that I'm pushing my hands towards my chest and turning to create the angle. Again, I'm not saying it's wrong to do this if you can, but it's more powerful to do it this way. It closes your arm to your body better, and if you're not super flexible in your shoulders, if you can't, if you're not one of these people, then you can still turn your body to get your elbow high. So Find myself here, I've got the chin strap, I'm moving across, yeah. Anytime the elbow drifts back, we go to the guillotine. It's important, again, that I'm constantly putting pressure, so let's rotate back here, that I'm constantly putting pressure this way so that this hand stays put. If I sit up neutral and he can hand fight, yeah, it's gonna be an issue. So I have my underhook, I'm driving this way, and as he resists back, I release and I go high elbow. Let's turn this way. When we go to the high elbow guillotine, because we have both, so I'll do this as relaxed as I can. Because we have both butterfly hooks in, we don't have the luxury of going leg across the back to prevent your partner from rolling. So let's turn this way. What's going to happen, closer to the wall here. What's going to happen is when I shoot to the high elbow, he's gonna roll, I've got to follow him into that vegan mount. My elbow has to go over his shoulder. If I keep my wrist trapped on his, yeah, you're gonna end up here, and it's gonna be very hard to finish unless you're quite strong. So, elbow over top, hip in, and arch your back.